All right, all right, all right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
Here we go, my first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. But I know this is where I belong. So I just gotta get out there and do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin. A completely new group on the floor. And stepping out onto the floor now for his very first official NBA playing time, we're going to check out our first glimpse of professional basketball from Barry.
You know, he's a great young player and even a better young man. So personally, I couldn't be happier for him. I know he's thinking about the game, but I hope he's able to take a moment to just enjoy this accomplishment.
Well said, and I hope so too. I mean, as a player, you want to stay even-keeled, but it's almost impossible. I mean, there's just so much that you've gone through to reach this point. It has to be emotional.
On the court for the Pistons, Barry, he's in at point guard. Aaron Baines out there with Johnson. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Jackson in at the 2 spot. Now here's Schroeder. Splitter sets a screen. Schroeder passes to Holiday. Hits it from three-point range. Holiday's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The scoring fast. Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I could be. But this is an exciting first step, no doubt.
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective for most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like his approach to the game. What remains to be seen, though, is will that translate to consistent production on the court?
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. Here, he's in at the point. Caldwell-Pope out there with Johnson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Baines in at the pivot, manning the middle.
Yeah, offensively, really like the way they're moving it around for the best look.
How about this? 9 of the last 10 points coming off assists. Nobody forcing the action one-on-one.
And a wide open look for Freak. Drills it from outside. Barry makes the bucket. An important momentous occasion for this young guy getting his first points in an NBA uniform. Outside Hardaway. Splitter sets a screen off the pick. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
The Hawks shooting their shot. Then for the Hawks, Al Horford. He's checked in for Splitter. Hardaway comes in for Cephalosha. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Kyle Korver. And a different look here for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Johnson comes in for Ilyasova. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Meeks. And Barry subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Johnson, a wide open look. Another 3 for Detroit.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
That's good.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Pistons trail by 11. Freak kicks to Johnson. Jackson dishes to Freak. And Detroit again with the bucket. Well, with Freak, Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school, and he could be on the NBA clock.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid in anything when it comes to basketball. Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Got it off in time and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And so we conclude the first half. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Mike Scott's checked in for Horford. Justin Holiday comes in for Cephalosha. Tim Hardaway. Juniors checked in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for T. And a different look here for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Johnson comes in for Marcus Morris. Jackson, he's checked in for Meeks. And Barry subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Hardaway. Then there's Paul Millsap. Then there's Scott. And it's Holiday in at the small forward position. So that's the Hawks 5. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for Atlanta.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters, to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Atlanta making some changes. Al Horford is checked in for Mike Scott, and Splitters subbed in for Paul Millsap.
Well, Kevin, we got a moment now to look back to last year's Atlanta Hawks. Second in assists, second in three-point field goal percentage. And they also showed up in the top 5 in shooting percentage. This is a team that knows how to execute its offense and get good shots.
And from those assist numbers, you can see this was a very unselfish team. Their passing was really infectious and made them a tough team to defend.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs from 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
Atlanta making a switch here. Cephalosha's checked in. Hardaway passes to Splitter, and the basket good.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch. And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
Here's Barry. It's Drummond with the drive. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
The Hawks trail by 5. Picked by Horford. Schroeder kicks to Horford. The Hawks working the ball around. Pulls up on the wing. The rebound by Johnson. Detroit's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. From the arc, they get it back.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones. And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, and for them to reduce the lead, they should keep the pace brisk. I mean, that's how they've generated the highest quality shots.
Schroeder, no good trying to beat the buzzer. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Pistons ahead, leading by 3. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Substitution on the court for the Pistons. Bear in at point guard. Ilyasova out there with Aaron Baines. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Johnson in at the shooting guard. Good. Freak with it, shoots a 3. Jeff Teague with the rebound. Outside Korver. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And so it's the Pistons take.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond. He came out of the locker room at halftime and was immediately on fire. And that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.